Hello everyone, this is Peggy, and I'm going to do a quick flip through of my journal for the February Fabric Just Journal Challenge of Dear Julie Julie. Here is a list of all the elements that I included in the journal. I avocado dyed my paper. I had a few digital kit printed on copy paper, some on cardstock. I used some vellum, and all the other fabric elements that was a part of our challenge are included in this journal. This is my tassel. I've never made one including fabric and lace before, so it was a first for me. I've got some fabric, some ribbon, lace, some beads, some beaded ribbon, and I've hung some glass buttons on the end of it off of some bulb pins. I used a piece of my leftover crochet cotton that I bound my journal with and hung another larger one off the tassel. I've used Tea Soiree digital kit from Calico Collage. My closure is ribbon and buttons. I used a shank button on the front and a flat button on the back for stability. I have an all fabric cover, and I've coffee dyed the top layer of the fabric. It was just far too white for what the kit called for. This is the cover page. I just love these papers. And I've used some fingernail polish and some fabric paint to add some sparkle to some of the elements on the pages. And this is the avocado dyed paper. It turned out so pretty. It's such a pretty pink color. This is one of the stamps that I used throughout on the avocado dyed paper. This is one of the elements that in one of our other mini challenges I've used some burlap, some cheesecloth, and a button on a paper clip there. And this is one of the 4 fabric element tags that we were supposed to make. I've made a fabric rosette. I've got some fabric up here in the top. This is from the kit. Some lace, some homemade washi tape down there. This is on vellum, the sheet. I printed one of the pages of the kit on some vellum. I really love how it looks because you can see right through it. You can see the butterflies on my other fabric that I've used. These are some elements, some die cuts that I didn't use that I just have attached, so when I go to use the journal they'll be right there waiting for me. This is one fabric page that we were supposed to include, and on this side it has one of the pockets that we were supposed to include. I stuffed another plain tag in there. This is one of the dangles. Not all of my dangles used fabric, so this is one that doesn't have it. It's got some buttons, a glass button, and a small die cut. And this page is printed on some cardstock. This is one of the elements that we are to include, a fabric treatment on the edge of a page. I have put these butterflies that I cut out of the fabric on both edges of this page. Excuse me. Here's a card that I included in the kit. I thought it went well with the kit since there's always pastries or something yummy at a tea party. Some more homemade washi and a couple of other stamps that I used. Here's one of my fabric embellishments. It's a paper clip with some fabric hanging out. It's a piece of the kit. And this one secures the envelope on the other page. And this is a fabric embellishment. I included some used tea bags in some of my fabric embellishments. It's on an envelope that opens, and I've got some odds and ends in there from the kit that will be used in the journal later. This is one of the cut-aparts for the kit. I thought it looked really good with this envelope. It peeks out from under it, and the colors coordinate. Here's some of the fabric paint that I used on one of the roses. Here is my second fabric element pocket, or tuck spot in this case. And here's another one of my 4 tags. It has the fabric butterfly and the fabric up here in the hole there. And this is just one of the elements that I made with some pearls to dangle off the side and hold the elements in. Here's another one of the stamps that I used. It's a little fairy. I used a couple of pieces of ledger paper, another dangle, another bead dangle. I've used 5 or 6 of these rose beads in this journal. Here I've used the beginnings of 3 book pages to make this page that goes onto both sides. There's one page that goes across the signature. There's another fabric element that I've included. And then on this side, this page creates 3 pockets. So you've got this pocket down here. You have this pocket here from the folds there. And then when I glued it down, it created a 3rd pocket. Here's another of my 4 tags, including fabric elements, and that it just created a pocket right there. Here is another embellishment element that I made with fabric. Very simple. You just put your fabric on the top of the paper clip, and I added a glass button to dangle on it. It holds down the 2nd envelope that I've used. There's some more homemade washi. And this is the note card that coordinates with the envelope. And I have some more odds and ends, some pieces of the book pages that I hadn't used, and other items in there that can be used with the journal. And on the back page is the flap of that envelope, which has all these gorgeous teacups on it. I thought that was just so pretty. And it went well with the papers. There's another vellum page that I printed some of the Tea Soiree on. Another stamp that I used just on a piece of scrap paper that I had lying around that I thought I could stick in here and have a journaling spot. On this side, I've got an element from the Tea Soiree kit that I just folded in half to make a journaling spot. Another of the fabric embellishments on a paper clip with a piece of lace and a sewed button on there. Here's another. This one's very simple, just another piece of the fabric, and I have some beads and a pearl dangling from there. This is printed on cardstock, and this is one of the required edge treatments, fabric edge treatments, the 2nd one, where I've punched like you would. I have a punch that you punch and then weave ribbon in and out of it, and I just wove some fabric in and out of it instead and put a bow in the center, and that creates a nice element on this page as well as the back page, a nice place for me to hang some dangles. And I put some packing tape on the edge to reinforce the edge of the paper so that it wouldn't tear and rip because of the fabric treatment that I've done on it. Here's one of the dangles. It has a piece of lace, a piece of burlap, and a button. This one has a banner out of the fabric and some beads that I dangled on there. That's an old earring that matched, and I put that on there as well. The center of my one signature. And here's a couple more of those rose beads that I've dangled off the end of the crochet cotton. I just love this paper. There's another dangle that I created. It has my birthstone color. I'm August, so there's peridot, and my name is Peggy. It means pearl, so I've used a few pearls throughout. Here's one of the die cuts that I used, the fairy stamp. Nice little journeying place on the back that just slips right in there. Some homemade washi. The other side of a vellum page. Other stamps that I used, the teapot, the sugar, and the creamer. Or the other way around, sugar and creamer, I guess it would actually be. And here's the other side of the book page with another 3-pocket element on it. Another one of my fabric tags. There's some fabric there, some lace, and some buttons. I used tea bag behind it, some rickrack, and some elements from the paper that are in the pockets there. This is just another fabric embellishment that I put on the back of the page. Another rosette, some leftover cut-offs of the crochet cotton that I used, and some rickrack, lace. And here's another fabric element on a paper clip. It has a piece of the fabric hanging down, one of the butterflies that I cut from the fabric, some ribbon and lace, and it just holds another journaling spot right there. The other side of the papers here that I put another cluster on, fabric cluster with some ribbon, some buttons, some lace, some more lace, a tea bag behind it there. Another of the die cuts with another fairy, another place to journal. Another dangle, I just put one of the small die cuts just to dangle off of there and sparkle. Here's the back side of the fabric page with the other half of the pocket. I have some homemade washi tucked in there and one of the journal cards from the kit. The other half of the vellum, one of the vellum pages. Another button cluster hanging from the lace. More places to journal in the kit. And then the back page where I've just put another butterfly on there, and I've left it open so I could tuck something in there should I need to. And then the eyelet and the ribbon that I've used for my closure. And there you have it. It's a very chunky little journal. The first one, I've added all these lace and trims to because I love the look of it that I've seen other people make. So I decided to go ahead and go for it and added all those nice trims on there. And I can't wait. I may be putting photos in this journal, old family photos, and writing up a little piece about who it is in the photo, and keep it for myself. We'll see what happens. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait for the next challenge. Thank you, dear Julie.